I'm Carlos,
And I'm Devon.
and today we're going to be talking about ancient irrigation in Mesopotamia.
Let's talk about that.
Alright. The Mesopotamians were a very complex society. They broke up all their social classes into three different classes. They had the nobility, free citizens, and slaves. The nobility was usually kings, priests, or king priests. King priests being the highest because they would teach religion and they would preach about it, and they would also have a chance to rule. And then you had the regular free citizens that would go on with their lives but working to pay for things that they needed. And you also had slaves, and what slaves would do would obviously just work for free as they had to if they owed money or they were criminals.
Mesopotamian peoples were often compared to Egypt. Now, Mesopotamian Egypt had three main rivers that ran in their midst: the Euphrates, the Tigris, and the Nile River. These rivers would deposit silt along river banks and along countrysides, and it would make the land so fertile that they could basically grow whatever they needed to and whatever they wanted to in order to make a healthy, not only a healthy lifestyle, but also a healthy environment for the people around them.
Alright, Mesopotamians also enjoyed a lot of music and music festivals. They expressed a lot of their feelings throughout music.
Did somebody say music?
Is that Jester Jizzlepop?
Dang right it is!
I'm getting bit up by shit over here.
Mesopotamia had a lot of low rainfall, so where they would get most of their water from would be the two main rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates River. So like the lower cities, when they actually made the irrigation, was to actually try to move the water from all the way up there to their lower cities. And they had a lot of problems because the higher cities were usually the people in the higher social class, so therefore they would get the most water, and like the lower always would get mad because they didn't have as much water.
As you can see demonstrated in this, it can start off at the top, which you can represent as a high class. As you move down, they would try to build canals to funnel their way through, and it would move along through the cities and through the path, and it would get to its destination. Mesopotamian engineers had to worry about many things, including flood storage and flood irrigation. Storage being, if the water was in for too long, it could build up silt, which is not good for you and it can get you sick. And flood actual storage is to get wasted water to farms, and not really wastewater because it was a dry environment and it was a dry climate.
Mesopotamians had a lot of problem with their irrigation and the canals that they would make for their lower cities, because what they would have to make it out of was a lot of dirt, and they would have to tunnel everything with just dirt. And what we have nowadays is cinder block and bricks and cement. And what it led to a lot of problems was that with just the dirt, just picking up the dirt, the water would eventually start picking up salt, and when it was too salty,
a farmer's the farmer would have its soil affected. His life would be a well-being, and it's his job. It's his job to give good grass, good crops, good soil, and when you can't produce that, it affects his well-being. The irrigation system seems like a great invention, and it was for its time. The sewage system, the irrigation system, everything to do with water transportation is a great thing. But at the same time, they didn't think of all the side effects like silt buildup, salt buildup, location, dry climate, dry areas. And once they took all these things into consideration, it made the world a better place.
we hope you enjoyed our video. This is Carlos.
And I'm Devon, and we're signing off. Heck.